Welcome to Hawkins, Indiana. Not quite the one you remember. This isn't the upside down, but something more magical. A soft parallel dimension filled with the echoes of your potential fragments of soul memories. It's twilight. The streets are quiet, but the lights flicker with unseen guidance. You're walking through the woods behind Hawkins' lab, but there's no fear. Only a strange pull in your chest. The veil is thin tonight. A portal shimmers into view, humming with cosmic resonance. 4 glowing crystals rise from the ground. In a circle around it, golden light, smoky shadow, radiant blue, and soft pink. Each crystal pulses with energy. Each one a key, a memory, a lifeline to a version of you that's been waiting to be remembered. You are not just oneself. You are many stories, many loves, many timelines. Step through and reclaim them. As we get started with your pick a card reading, I'll go over the crystal and cards. You will also get clarifiers and set the intentions to receive answers that you may need as we will do the, The Illuminator's Amulet is really super dope. It's like a crystal ball and cards, and it'll answer questions that may be on your mind. The energies currently calling for you are the Golden Healer Quartz, one of my favorites. The call to complete emotional healing. It amplifies your capacity to forgive, to reconcile with others or past selves. You're being guided toward fulfillment and the joy of being seen as you truly are. The second is the Smoky Citron Tower, the sacred courage to walk away from what no longer aligns, a frequency that transmute regret into wisdom, a call to release attachments and rise lighter into your purpose. The Blue Appetite Tower, the awakening of your soul's mission, a connection to cosmic awareness, your higher self, and the world stage. Blue Appetite dissolves illusion and helps you live your truth out loud. The Pink Amethyst Tower, a vibration of divine union, inner romance, and soul-aligned relationships. Not just lovers, but mirror souls who walk beside you. This is a homecoming of the heart. Now, a little backstory. 2 additional bonus cards came out for the collective. And for some of you, one of you, or many of you, you've been through battles, some emotional, some mental, some karmic, with the 9 of Wands. It shows that you stood your ground when it felt like no one saw your truth, but you didn't quit. That resilience now has a reward. The Knight of Pentacles. Ride slowly, but with a promise. You've been consistent, planting seeds even in barren soil. This knight doesn't rush, but he brings what is real, sustainable, and soul glow. Loving this Ace of Pentacles over here. This chapter asks, what has all this effort been building toward? What timeline is now ready to blossom for your perseverance? The 2 of Wands shows you at the edge of something powerful, starting out and starting all possibilities, deciding what version of yourself you wish to step into next. This isn't just about options, it's about vision. And this Ace of Pentacles is the seed of reality, a career move, a soul connection, a golden opportunity that feels destined. It's the universe's way of saying, yes, you are ready. Now, as you stand before the glowing crystals, a portal opens behind each one. Choose with your heart, not with your logic. Each pathway carries a unique story, a lost soul memory, and a truth awaiting to come alive again. You may feel drawn to more than one. That's okay. Your soul holds multitudes. Feel free to pause the video and we'll get started with Group 1. Group 1, welcome in the Echo of Wholeness. Your theme is emotional fulfillment, spiritual reunion, generational healing, with keywords like belonging, peace, sacred bonds, joy, and reconnection. This group is vibrating with warm golden light. You're someone who may have struggled with belonging either in this timeline or maybe before. But the core truth being shown here is you are a part of something beautiful. Whether it's a family, soul tribe, or inner peace finally reached, your guides want to bring you back into harmony within and without. This is like one of my favorite crystals, and I'm new to being knowledgeable of the golden healer like within the last few years, but I cannot resist its charm, and I love that I have quartz crystals that I use for Reiki, and it has some of the golden healer in it. So to know that so many crystals are infused with it, if you're lucky, you have an entire one. Okay, it is a quartz crystal, by the way, and it amplifies the message. It's clear old karmic baggage and awaken the memory of the soul's deepest desire to love, to be loved, and wholeness. You're stepping into a timeline of heart-centered joy and meaningful connections. Now, for you guys to start with the 10 of Cups, and we also have a 3-card spread for you with your answer cards. I was just overjoyed. 1, because I'm a huge fan of the 10 of Cups. 2, I just love this deck and I couldn't wait to use it. But this is the card of ultimate happily ever after in tarot. But in the Stranger Things deck, it carries a nostalgic overlay, like the warmth of childhood before things went upside down. It speaks to moments where everything felt right. That's not just fantasy. It's soul truth trying to make its way back into your life. You may be coming into a period of emotional renewal, especially around family healing, reconciliations with the past, and manifesting chosen family or community, living in alignment with your heart. Your higher self is leading you into a life where you don't have to survive, you thrive. Okay, so pretty cute. Okay, now in love, this card represents soulmates, twin flame unions after a long period of separation or inner work, a time of emotional transparency where nothing needs to be hidden anymore. A relationship where both inner child are safe and celebrated. And for singles, you're aligning with someone who sees the real you without mask, without needing to explain your wounds. If you're healing from past heartbreak, your guides want you to know this is not the end of your love story. It's just a chapter where everything starts to make sense. The archetypes and possibly professions, if this card represents another person or you: the healer, the peacemaker, the inner child, the family alchemist. Therapy, counseling, energy healing, family systems, generational work in early childhood education, hospitality or community-based leadership, spiritual coachings, or intuitive work. So this pile is deeply tied to those who carry light into heavy places, those who end cycles of pain by choosing love. We have Pisces, Cancer, Venus in the 4th or 12th house. Constellation influences would be like Lyria, connected to harmony, divine song, and soul memory. So I think that that's super dope. And it also has a connection to Neptune, dreams, healing, unconditional love. You may be naturally intuitive or empathetic and have strong ties to dream work, ancestral realms, or astral memory. Your relationships are never surface level. They reach into soul contracts. So you've been carrying everyone else's weight, and it's time to receive, to be held, to be understood. This is your season to return, of soul reunion, of finding the ones who make your heart exhale. I think that's so super cool. Now, in addition to this card, we're also using your Wild Unknown tarot deck and the Animal Spirit deck. My favorite. Okay, I say everything is my favorite. Jesus Christ. 10 of Pentacles. Now, I know 1010 is symbolic to what's important: the past, present, and future. How did it affect the past? What's being affected now? And is it, worth the future? It's just a time of revelation. And some, just to give you a personal experience, sometimes when you see it, it's just a reminder that if something isn't forever, it's useful. Okay. I saw 1010 a lot when I was having to get some goofy stuff done with my car, user error. And I bought a really expensive little component. And I was like, I don't need this because I had a bigger problem and I had to pay more money to get the real problem fixed. But in a day or two between getting that little component and getting my car like actually fixed, I needed the little component, and the store let me return it because I didn't really use it. I just kind of used it, but I hope they're not watching this video. So it's like, yeah, I didn't need it, but yeah, I did. Right? So I don't know. It's weird. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. It stuck with me. And so every time, I come across 1010, I share that little information, but feel free to like look into it as far as like angel numbers. You can use the 1010 for yourself, but the 10 of Pentacles clarifying your 10 cups, it just elevates the original message by anchoring emotional fulfillment into the physical world. It's not just about feeling joy and connection, it's about building a legacy around it. So generational wealth or healing, family roots and ancestry, creating something long lasting, home business, family values, community legacy, especially if you've broken cycles. Together with the 10 of Cups, this shows your soul is completing a long emotional, spiritual cycle and a material cycle. So you're being invited into wholeness on all levels: love, security, community, and legacy. It also suggests that your happiness affects many. So that's a responsibility, isn't it? You're not just healing yourself, you're healing a lineage. Now, I also have the Panther here. And I said, Spirit, this ain't that kind of reading. Are you sure? And I don't question Spirit much, but we have become so close. It's safe, right? Because I mean well. And then intuitively, I got to kind of just relay the message of those of us that may be triggered by, love, relationship, family. Okay. And I did say us because if you're human, starseed or not, okay, there is something. And if there's nothing, maybe that's why you got these 2 tens. Okay. Other people in the collective, let me tell them a little bit about it. So the Panther for me intuitively have always represents a reaction. It also could mean like a sign or an omen. And of course, with these 2 cards, it wouldn't be negative. So hold your position. It's a fierce totem of personal power reclaimed through chaos and destruction. So it doesn't mean the dark, shadowy energy for you in this group. These are things that you could have overcome with that 9 of Wands at the beginning of the video. It also suggests that your path to the 10 of Cups wasn't clear and linear. There may have been major losses, betrayals, like lower moments, family trauma that forced you to awaken, a necessary confrontation with someone close. But the Panther demands the truth. It tears down illusion and comfort zones. If you faced a period of inner rage, grief, or upheaval, this was the fire that burned away the false so that you could create happiness. Your peace was born through your fire. Don't fear intensity. It has made you honest. So just be mindful of triggers that could be lingering inside of the subconscious or any shadowy energy around love, relationships, family, or even material wealth. For you, group 1, you had the Shark. And I said, again, Spirit, you do realize the vibe, right? And then I checked myself because I was like, who am I? Like, what picture am I trying to paint here? But this card was just so lovely. I was like, Spirit, where are we going with this? And then intuitively, I got to focus, but also don't be triggered by direction or someone being direct, right? If that kind of makes you uncomfortable, or if you are triggered by what do they call this, like blended families or family issues. And I'll give you an example. I don't mind giving examples. I often wondered if I had issues that I didn't see, because I had friends or had dated someone that was super family oriented, and I wasn't, and I didn't notice if that was super evident, right? Because they would have days that they would go have dinner and they would do all these things. And I didn't notice that what I thought was normal, my nonchalant, whatever, could be perceived or like, what do they call it? They be always say, you projected, don't project. I be hearing that when people argue online. Stop projecting. So it put it on my mind, like, are you affected by that? And how much of it comes off when you are in the environment of someone who may be more family oriented? So, not saying this is for the entire group, but just be open to the perspective of you being different from your new community, a new collective, a new partner, the new you, or past situations, clearing out, resurfacing a family member, blended family situation, whatever the case may be. Doesn't have to be like that for everyone. But while the panther speaks of truth, and I'm gonna get the truth, right? The shark is also an unspoken depth, right? Going deep. It brings deep ocean frequency and represents instinct, unspoken truth. See, this is like, I'm gonna get the truth, rain, sleet, or snow. This is unspoken and also an emotional undercurrent. It shows that there's still a part of you that feels protective. And when I say you, whomever, if you're cross-watching or whoever you're thinking about, or the person that comes back to rekindle, the family member that comes out of the blue to fix things, whatever you're going through, this situation may involve that being guarded beneath the happiness. Because, okay, now I've been a bad girl. Because I also saw the hyena and I was like, Spirit, you got to quit. And Spirit just kept popping these cards out. So then that's when I guess I was remote controlled, or I just got the picture that let it rock. You don't know who you're talking to and what they need to hear, and I do. So I respected that. But the hyena is also someone that jokes shadily, or, just, it's like the comic. They say that comedians are super funny because they have all of this crap to, make jokes about. But when you hear their life stories, it don't seem like it should have been that funny. And also how they out family members and crack jokes about them, and a lot of the times the family members aren't really feeling that, right? So however it works in a situation, but someone may still fear emotional vulnerability. There could be someone who feels threatening or emotionally sharp-edged, and you could be asked to dive into what still scares you emotionally, not to relive the pain, but to reclaim it. So don't dig into it to feel it and be thinking about it and stuff like that. Just to reclaim yourself from that particular energy. This card also could remind you of your power. You are not fragile. You are graceful and formidable, like the shark itself. So in essence, altogether, before we get to your answer card and just ignore the noise in the background, you've come from intensity, and it may be the intense crowd in my mic, perhaps even emotional or ancestral chaos, because clearly they did, and emerge with a heart that still knows how to love. The universe is bringing you lasting joy, soul, family, and true peace, but only because you dare to face what was hidden and unspoken. You are no longer surviving. You are becoming the legacy of it. So set your intentions. I'm going to shuffle out your answer card. Let's get that card shuffled out. Oh, real quick. Transformation is on the horizon, group 1. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know where it resonated for you or what you'd like to see different on the channel. Until next time. Let's get started with group 2. You guys got the smoky citron, another one that I love. And I'm noticing you have like a bit of golden healer on the point. That's super dope. I just noticed that just now. So woohoo for you. I love citron because it reminds me of like the yellow sapphire. It is an amazing high vibrational energy stone. So group 2, you guys are my path, okay? The path you almost didn't take, but maybe once we get through the card reading, you could possibly muster up the whatever it takes to take it. You guys got the 8 of Cups. again, one of my favorite cards because it represents the, I think, second decan of Pisces. And I ain't gonna tell my age, but it's around my birthday. So it's a pretty dope card because I'm pretty dope. And that's that. Before the end of the video, we're also going to do some answer cards. So set your intention to get that, whatever you need from it. And we have a 3-card spread to collaborate your 8 of Cups. So let's get into it. The theme for you guys' reading is soul departure, sacred detachment, walking toward higher truth. And if you're anything like me, I have become the master soul sister of it. That's why I kind of like started my scholar in past life regression and all down that rabbit hole of ascension and just seeing things for what they are and not attaching reality to it so much, because it could be hard to walk away when you put the titles on it. When you say, I can't do that, that person's my blank and that person's my blank, and I can't walk away from everybody, can I? Well, I'm not saying you have to do that, but we're just going to dig into your reading and see what comes up. The keywords are release, redirect, soul evolution, courage, and departure. This group carries the frequency of the brave soul, the one who chooses to leave. Okay, do big up on the 8 cups, baby. I don't think you can ascend. I don't think the ascended masters even got to skip the 8 cups. Like, it's just beautiful. It may not seem beautiful, but it ends up beautiful, especially when you get your vibration right and you and your higher self, or God, the Holy Spirit, whatever you call it, because I have called it all those things, you guys get closer as all of that stuff gets off you. And I don't care if it's just you against the world, the love of the Holy Spirit, your higher self, God, whatever you into, it is with you, honey, and you won't be alone. So trust and believe that. And I know how, if you're intelligent and an empath, sort of, you could stop and sit and say, is it me? Because it can't be all of them. It can't be everybody. And then if you are on social media or in the dating scene and you sit and say, is it all of them? You are probably heading into a shift. And so it could be all of them, but better is to come. So just understand that you've likely been in a cycle or a pattern or a connection that felt deeply familiar, but increasingly empty. The truth, you've already outgrown it. The smoky citron, and I gotta keep my light body when we talk about these heavy things, but let's talk about it. The smoky citron amplifies transformation through shadow alchemy. It transmutes pain into power and illusions into insight. You're being asked to walk away, not from weakness, but from wisdom. A soul contract may be ending. A new path is calling. And in my shuffle, I did see the 9 of Pentacles. It didn't come out, but it came out. So I don't want to just throw a bag of money into your reading, because the 9 of Pentacles also just represents, maybe material gain or career success, or just releasing those embedded hereditary issues, generational issues, and all that kind of stuff. And if you do feel like you're in that collective, you may also want to check out group 1, but we'll stick to group 2 for right now. Now, traditionally, this 8 of Cups depicts a figure walking away from stacked full cups under a moonlight sky. It's bittersweet. There's love in those cups, but not the kind that fills your soul anymore. In the Stranger Things deck, it echoes that feeling of leaving behind the known world, like Will Byers disappearing into the woods. Uncertain, but necessary. Now, this card indicates a personal awakening, leaving behind toxic patterns, people, or environments, a quest for meaning or soul truth, emotional maturity, choosing what aligns over what is comfortable, and it's about honoring your journey, even if others don't understand it. Now, if I have any love bugs here, for many, it marks a karmic ending, a relationship that has completed its lesson. You may have stayed too long, sacrificing your spirit for familiarity or fear of being alone. For others, you're emotionally detached already, even if you haven't physically left. This doesn't always mean separation. Sometimes it reflects a deep emotional boundary or the need for radical honesty within an existing relationship. If you're single, you're walking away from illusions or relationships that didn't value your emotional depth. You're headed towards someone who meets you at your soul level. That is super dope. Now, the archetype of you or this person is a seeker, a wanderer, a spiritual pilgrim, and like the shadow alchemist. And I don't know if it's the Aquarius in my chart speaking, but it definitely sound like an Aquarius to me. Now, if you say my ex an Aquarius or I can't stand Aquarius, watch it. All right. We're in the age of Aquarius. And maybe they just have, I won't even say it because if that the zodiac sign triggers you, I don't want you to block your blessing, baby. Now, for all of my career guys and girls, it just talks about spiritual teaching, writing, especially in memoirs or transformation, which is super dope. You know, crisis counselors or trauma-informed workers, mystics, shamans, or dream workers. Nonprofit work with displaced communities or survivors. So you're not afraid of the in-between. You help others face the void because you've walked through it yourself. The astrological correspondences would be Scorpio, Sagittarius, 8th or ninth house placements, so take a look into that. Constellation influences are Orion, the cosmic hunter, seeker of truth and deeper realms, and Pluto's also connected, transformation power, death and rebirth. Your soul has a pattern of breaking away to evolve. You have likely had multiple identity shifts in this life, each time stepping closer to who you truly are. The path you're walking now is one your past couldn't imagine. That's the sign you're doing it right. You were not meant to stay small. You were meant to rise lighter, freer, and be, more you. Now we're going to get to your 3-card spread. And I must say, I like the cards that came out as well. I know it sounds like I like everything, but I guess I kind of do. When I don't like stuff, I will be honest and tell you. But that's not like my business to project or whatnot. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, and what I like about them both is that together it represents an ally. So as you may have or could be detaching emotionally, physically, whatever the case may be, an ally is there physically or energetically, which is super cool. And I like that in this particular deck, even though the 8 of Cups is like traditionally about walking away, the two coming together shows the bright side. Look at the sun, the bright side of why the 8 of Cups is necessary. So I think that is so dope. This could be you in the person, or it just tells us the message. The last card you have is the horse, which I thought was super cute. Okay. The page is the student in the tarot, curious, committed, and deeply open to new paths. It's the material world it grounds, the spiritual nature of the 8 of Cups with tangible next steps. So that's super cool. Starting something new, career, location, or project, becoming the beginner again after being an expert in your old life. And I just want to say, friend to friend, it's okay. And I'm talking about you could have spent your whole life saying, I'm going to become a lawyer, a doctor. I'm going to be a wife, a father, a husband. I'm a whatever. And I'm talking 20, 10, 30, 40 years in the game. And then somebody tell you something like this, it's like, start over, new beginning. It might be beneficial if it brings you more material gain or spiritual and energetic gain than you've ever had, right? It's totally worth it. And I'm only being the advocate giving you this talk because I've experienced it. And it's not the best experience, especially right after walking away from everything and everybody, right? And it's like the last thing you had left is whatever you've worked toward. And you mean walk away from that too? Like, come on, spirit, right? And then spirit is like, do you trust me? Like, and not to be funny, I won't speak for God or source, but let's just think about it. If source says, do all of that, and you go, does that make sense? And it's like, hello, right? Maybe I see something you don't see. I don't know. But I just wanted to say that if it sounds at all a little bit, I get it, but it could be so worth it. So there's that. Becoming the beginner again is not so bad, but some of you could be called to invest in something like education, healing, or a new goal that supports your higher purpose. It also reflects a humble new foundation. You may not know exactly where you're going yet, but the earth beneath your feet is fertile. It's a time of planting seeds that your future self will harvest. And what I tell myself, right? Because we're going out on a limb. If you are becoming a newer and better person, the choices, people, places, and decisions that you made back then could have been back then. But as we go forward, let's not be afraid of absolutely new, brand new things, because you're elevating, right? Now, the Page of Wands is the explorer, so I may just be yapping my lips for no reason because y'all up for it. The one who follows the spark before knowing the destination. It represents spiritual courage, creativity, and reawakening after emotional depletion. Now, where the Page of Pentacles grounds your path, the Page of Wands lights it up with passion. You're being nudged to say yes to inspiration that scares you or excites you. Travel, create, speak, or share your message. Reconnect with joy, not just stability, even though you have both of them here. And maybe those are the 2 cups that some of you are going after. See, 2 cups going after. Bam, that makes sense. This is also a hint that you're all ready to trust again. And if you just said, yes, you are. The fire in your soul is rekindling, and this time it's aligned with your truth. Now, the horse is one of the most powerful spirit animals in the deck, and you got it, group 2. It speaks to unstoppable momentum, guided by intuition and endurance. Combined with the 2 pages, it suggests that you're being launched forward, not by force, but by soul trust. And didn't I tell you that soul energy, source, spirit? Yeah, right? Y'all gonna hang out and get cool. And there you have it. Now you're regaining your personal power. It's a time of spiritual freedom, movement, and physical relocation for some of you guys. You're outgrown limitations and your soul is galloping toward alignment. The horse doesn't ask for permission. It goes. Your spirit is ready to run. Now, after walking away from what no longer served you, you stand at the threshold of beautiful new beginnings. You are both a student and an adventurer, planting seeds and chasing sparks. The old cycle took courage to leave, but this next chapter, it will take courage to fully receive. Follow what feels light, and that's your soul whispering, go, this is yours. Now, I hope your intentions were set. We are going to take out your answer card, and I see 1, maybe 2 answers. Could be 3 answers. It says, take it to the altar. Ooh, and beyond a doubt. Nobody else got 2 cards yet. Take it to the altar. Ooh, coming over the page. Something has potential. And it may seem fun and adventurous, and I done learned my lesson in love. I'm not going to take things seriously. I'm just having friends. We're going to have fun. It could be both of you. For my lovers in the bunch, we talked a lot about the soul journey as an individual. But for some of you, okay, it could be 1 or 2 persons that just don't want to do it all again with the wrong person, or rush anyone, or, right? So imagine something that was fun or was possibly temporary and adventurous, turning into something more. Others of you, I ain't gonna lie. Now, if you dealing with somebody that it was an adventure, and the energy is fleeting, it reminds me of, you see that shake? And that's the Eight of Cups with the Taylor Swift song Trouble. Yeah, but don't listen to that song too long. But it is fun, it's empowering, and it kind of like allows you to have your moment of what they did, but at the same time, I knew you would, and I'm good. So I love that song. Now, group 2, it was my pleasure. Leave a comment. Tell me when and where you resonated or what you'd like to see on the channel. And thank you guys for watching. We will get to group 3. Group 3. So happy to share this with you today. Love it. My blue appetite tower and the world. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think it's super pretty. Okay. So there you are. And it's actually like, I don't know, it's got multiple colors, and I don't know, I just think that that's super cool. You guys are my Soul Remembers the Mission group. Your theme is completion, expansion, soul alignment, and the world stage, integration, mastery, purpose, travel, and cosmic destiny. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the other groups didn't have their cards flipped. Y'all did. So that means something. But I want you to focus, if that's okay, on the message, and we'll take it step by step. Group 3 holds the energy of a soul that has done the work. Maybe that's why you like, get to it, lady. So, fine. Okay. Group 3. Because Spirit say, y'all have done the work. Well, all right. Well, let me get a need there. Because I'm telling you, if you go back, y'all click on it. Go back and see. And I'm not kidding. So, cool. You've gone through the trials, the shadow, the initiation, and now you're being called to step fully into your power. I feel that. I think that that's super cool. And your group also carries the vibration of full circles, where everything finally clicks. This crystal also is a stone of higher purpose and clarity. It activates the throat chakra, sharpens the intuition, and connects you to your soul's greater vision. With this stone, you're not just here to live, you are here to lead, teach, and express the truth. So I love that. Now, the world is where we start off with, you guys. It's the final card in the major arcana, a symbol of spiritual graduation. In the Stranger Things deck, this card has an eerie beauty. It suggests a character who has survived the upside down and now knows too much to go back to how things were. That's your energy now. You've seen the truth and you've changed because of it. This card speaks to major cycles coming to a close, feeling a sense of arrival, recognition or success in a key area of life, and moving from student to mentor in some form. You know, the fox is a mentor. Love that. You're not just wrapping something up, you're ascending into a new way of being. Now, for any of my love bugs in the audience, a spiritually aligned partnership that completes your path is what the world card could represent. Reuniting with a soulmate after both of you have completed significant growth, leaving behind outdated love cycles and meeting someone on your level. Appreciate that. If you're single, you may be attracting a global connection, different culture or long distance, or someone with a highly spiritual worldview. This is a relationship that celebrates wholeness, not codependence. If a partnership is currently active for you, you may be entering a new phase, moving in, traveling together, merging dreams, or peacefully completing a cycle that has reached its natural end. And for some of you, the bat does represent an end, but it's in the reverse. So we'll see what's going on with that. Now, the archetypes or professions, depending on where you resonate in the reading: visionaries, world builders, soul teachers, and cosmic messenger. Love that. Everybody can't handle the cosmic messenger. I ain't gonna hold you. So if it seems like, oh, I'm single or you're special. Okay, so you won't be single forever. The sun card is super cool to have on the table. Now, as far as professions, writers, speakers, teachers with global impact. So this is like a huge influence. Digital entrepreneurs, spiritual leaders or coaches, and artists or creatives with a message. Travelers, diplomats, or global activists. You're here to touch many lives, not just within your hometown or immediate circle. Your ideas are meant to move people, and I think that that's super cool. Now, some of the astrological correspondents are Aquarius, Capricorn, Saturn, and Uranus. Those are super cool energies. The constellations for all of my star seeds. Okay. Pleiades, my favorite. I can't say that because the Andromedans are super cool. And then the Lyrians, for some reason, the people who resonate with the Lyrians, they make the best jewelry on Etsy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so a star collective tied to teaching. So that's pretty dope. Telepathy and wisdom sharing. All right. So, hey, sister friends. The planetary energy is Saturn and completion, maturity, and legacy. Shout out to Saturn. Your birth chart likely contains aspects that push you toward mastery, responsibility, and wisdom earned over time. Your path may feel like it's taken longer, but that's because you're here to make a big impact, okay? Don't forget about the little people when you make it. Little people is me. Now, you're not lost. You're simply at the edge of something magnificent. The universe isn't delaying you, it's aligning you. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to complete the circle and begin the next spiral of your purpose. Love that. So it's like a spiral. It's going to go in and out, up and down, back and forth. Totally love that. Now moving to your 3-card spread here. And don't forget to set your intentions for your question cards. The illumination after the eclipse, right, is the theme we're going to go with, where the truth is revealed and endings are reprocessed with this bat in the reverse. Awakening to joy and self-trust. In your group, there's a powerhouse. The world showed up. You're closing the karmic loop and stepping into your purpose. These clarifiers provide emotional texture, a spotlight of joy reclaimed, subtle grief release, and strategic rebirth. Love strategic. Now, the sun, one of the most favorable cards in the tarot, it brings joy, clarity, optimism, and divine truth. It confirms that your completion with the world card is not just spiritual, it's celebratory. So this card says you're stepping into visibility and vibrance. A breakthrough has either just occurred or imminent, and you're returning to a childlike joy, but the adult version and with the adult wisdom. It also suggests that you're attracting success and recognition or a period of ease after intense soul labor. The sun illuminates your real self, the self you hid to survive. Now, the bat in reverse is deeply symbolic. It represents death of the old self, rebirth, and transformation from darkness. In reverse, you may be resisting, okay, a necessary ending, even subconsciously, or you've already done it. Because to me, between me and spirit, reversals could mean past, but also the general interpretation does talk about a little bit of resistance. You've experienced the dark night of the soul, but integration isn't finished. A part of you is still transition liminal, raw, and in between. This isn't a block, it's post-initiation tenderness. Like the bed hanging upside down, you're in a sacred pause, like letting your wings dry. You're almost there. Upright, the bat is an advanced soul symbol. Reversed, it says, honor the quiet of what just ended. Don't rush to soar. You'll fly more freely if you let yourself feel the ending, okay? Now, the fox is a sacred intelligence and protection. The fox is clever, intuitive, and protective of their loved ones. This animal spirit brings a grounded message. Move smart, not fast. It's not about hiding. It's about sensing your environment deeply before acting. Now, this card also shows the need to protect a new dream from premature exposure, a strong connection to family or chosen tribe, emotional intelligence in relationships, knowing who and what is safe. In love or work, it encourages discernment without paranoia. A wise heart that doesn't over-explain or overshare until it feels right. It also hints at spiritual entrepreneurship or the ability to blend mystical and practical talents for real-world impact. You've completed a massive karmic and spiritual chapter. You're stepping into light, but still carrying some echoes from the dark. The bat reverse reminds you integration is part of the celebration. The sun warns you, and the fox protects you. or warms. Okay, because I got a list. So not worn. You guys are good. All right. You are awakening. You're shining, and you're doing it on your own terms now. All right. So we are going to get to your answer card here. I hope you set those intentions. Let's get it shuffled out. Now for someone, look, it says shuffle again. I was going to Spirit G. Shuffle and pull again. Okay. Now you playing. I got some perfectionists. One card for the... Okay. Well, okay. Realize it's already yours came out. And see, I can feel this person. Whoever this is for, it has chill out. And I'll just give it to you because they're in my hand. For someone, it's on its way to you. Attune to your needs. Okay, so that's kind of like chilling out because it's on its way. Attune to your needs, okay, and realize that it's already yours. That sounds like one very clear, powerful message that came out of 4 cards. Look at that. No one else got 4 answer cards either. So, group 3. Don't forget, leave me a comment. Tell me when and where it resonated, if it did. And if it did not, what do you like to see different on the channel? I'm going to head to group 4. Until next time. Hello, group 4. I hope you guys don't mind that I have my coffee cup here. Okay. Because I know some of you may have snuck a peek at either of the other groups. And this is like a new addition. So I don't want you anticipating what it was. All right, as we dug into your message. But welcome, and thank all of you guys for joining today. Your crystal is the pink amethyst tower for the lovers. And I was just like, could it get any cuter? Okay, very, very cute. I didn't know that amethyst came in pink until like I was an adult, so that is just like so crazy. In addition to that, your guys' group, you're my mirror soul awakened. Okay, so I could be talking to some love bugs. We could be talking to some individuals on your own journey or path. And I don't want to trigger anybody, but we could have some twin flames. And, you know, some people are okay with that terminology and some people may not be. So don't worry about it. Now, the theme is soul aligned connections. So we're not talking about like complicated, rocky road, headache, heartache, you know, twin flame connections. We're talking about, let me just say, I should have led with divine unions. So conscious choices also. All right. And we got a bonus card here. Set the intentions to get an answer, answered. A question answered. Okay. I was like, am I whispering? I ain't really whisper before, but I'm whispering with you guys. I don't know if I'm just doing that because it got super late but I don't know. I didn't really whisper. So I don't know. I kind of like it's like ASMR tarot. Okay. Now, your keywords are alignment, intimacy, duality, sacred choices, and magnetic love. And I will tell you, group 4, no shade to all my other groups because it was something special about all of them. You guys are the only reading that I have done this year, especially right now in this reading, that had a connection to conscious choices and sacred choices. There's no complicated, or even if it was complicated, it is a final, okay? Conscious choice. Like, I don't know, I just like the way that sounds. But group 4, your vibration is love, but not fairy tale kind. It's a soul level attraction, you or the person that may be in your near future or on your mind. One that reflects you back to yourself. So a mirror. I saw the Queen of Cups and I also saw the Swan. So I was like, ooh, okay, so this isn't just about sacred choices, because you know the Lover's card represents choices, and maybe group 4 you got an important one coming up, and it also represents lovers, like actual lovers. So ooh, juicy. Now this may shift your destiny, so it's not something small. it is powerful. It's a powerful decision, possibly. Whether it's romantic or not, you're standing at the edge of it, okay? Now, your crystal, the pink amethyst, softens the path into vulnerability. It's not just about romance, it's about healing the heart's deepest layers. This stone helps you release old emotional armor so you can finally receive the love you've been giving others all along. Hello to that. Like, okay, comment, claim that. All right, if you don't, I will. Now, this stone helps you release old emotional armor, and it also invites you to connect with someone. You're being invited to become someone fully present, emotionally available, and in harmony with your true self. Now, that sounds really good for someone who may have healed, coming back with an apology or something like that, who may not have been emotionally available before, but could be. We're going to focus on the Lover's card, go through the interpretation, and then we'll get into the 3-card spread and your bonus card that I kept because I needed to not forget this aspect of the 4 of Swords, okay? So now the Lovers is a major arcana card, and it's about choice, but also sacred connections. In this Stranger Things deck, it may feel like Elle and Mike or Joyce and Hopper, pairs that have been through the fire yet still find each other. Oh my God. It represents a love that defies old time or even dimensions. That is super cool. Now, in general, right, if you're not a super love bug, the question is, are you making choices from love or from fear? Are you in alignment with your values? Are you ready to be fully seen and fully chosen? It marks a turning point in life, love or purpose, and it always leads to a version of you that is more whole. So I think that that's super cool. Now, this is perhaps the strongest love message in a reading that you can get with the Lover's card. A soulmate or twin flame connection may be activating or deepening. For those partnered, a choice must be made toward truth, intimacy, or a greater commitment. And for my singles, you're energetically preparing for a next level love, a union where you won't need to shrink or explain your magic, okay? However, this card also points to love triangles or internal conflicts. Are you torn, or maybe they're torn between logic and emotion, stability or passion? You must choose what truly aligns, even if it's not the safe option. Now, of course, the archetype for the Lover's card is the lover. It's also the twin flame, the sacred mirror, the divine feminine, masculine. The Pal often draws individuals whose work involves emotional resonance and connection, like artists, poets, musicians, relationship coaches or therapists, matchmakers or love readers, tantric or sacred sexuality guides, actors, or storytellers of human emotion. Your superpower is your emotional depth. You make people feel seen, and that's part of your soul's purpose. That's super dope. Now, the astrological correspondence for this card is Gemini, Libra, Venus placements in the 7th or 5th house. So make sure you check your charts. Constellation influences Andromeda, linked to divine feminine healing and interdimensional soulmates. Interdimensional. I like that. Planetary energy, Venus, love, magnetism, and beauty, as well as Mercury, connection and communication. So that's super cool. This energy supports healing, communication, divine timing in relationships, and energetic attraction. You may also be working with karmic or past life bonds, particularly lovers who return to finish what was left undone. Okay. You are not too much. You are just waiting to be met by somebody ready to hold all of you. This connection, be it with another or within yourself, is the mirror that sets your soul on fire. Choose love, choose truth, choose you. Okay? Now for the Strength card, the 4 of Swords, and the Butterfly. I'm in love with this little lion. He just looks so sweet and romantic. It's kind of like similar to the energy that I get from the Knight of Cups. The romantic, the chivalry, the charm type deal, but it's a little bit different from the Knight of Cups, but we're not going to drag the Knight of Cups right now. It talks about stillness, though, before the bloom, because you got the Four of Swords with the butterfly. Heart healing, inner balance, soul metamorphosis, and sacred timing and love. These clarifiers provide a deep, tender, and spiritually significant window into your path. While the lovers ask you to choose love and alignment, these 3 cards show the preparation process, the still sacred cocoon phase before that love can truly take flight. Now with our Strength card, in the Wild Unknown Tarot, it's subtle yet fierce, a lion's gaze, a quiet resolve. Here, it speaks to emotional resilience, earned through softness, not force, taming inner fears without denying them, learning to stay open-hearted in the face of vulnerability. Now in love, this card suggests that you're either healing from something intense or learning to hold space for someone who is. Strength here is gentle power, the kind that doesn't push but waits with presence. It also hints at connections, romantic or soul-based, that require inner grace, and the reward will be worth every moment of patience. With the Four of Swords, this is a sacred pause, the card of rest, recovery, and reflection. You may be in a cocoon stage of life or love where nothing seems to be happening externally, but a quiet transformation is taking place, and maybe that's why I am whispering. Okay. Healing from the past heartbreak or soul fatigue, a need to retreat before opening fully to love again, integration of old stories that once shaped your relationships. You may be just ending or outgrown a connection, or you're being prepared to meet a love that requires the whole you to be present. So it's kind of cool. Don't rush, just bloom. The pause is holy. Now, with this Four of Swords, I saw the Daughter of Cups. So my first mind said a peace offering. So I thought about apology. And then I thought about healing emotions, or this situation, this person that comes in may heal a part of you. And maybe that's what I like about this one. Now, mind you, we are talking about actual people. For some of you, it could be a guide. Yeah. Very loving, healing energy. And others of you, it's like if you've been trying to connect or getting the nudges or getting interested, going through an awakening or something like that, to deepen or strengthen your connection or receive messages or divine intervention, to have these dramatic transformations, meditate. Maybe something in there waiting for you, because the Four of Swords is my meditation card. And I'm super big on like the whole Metatron transmutation thing. So that's just from me to you. Otherwise, it was strongly peace offering. And then from peace offering, it was, what did I say? Oh, healing the emotions. Okay, I already said it. That was just like first mind, kind of shindako, so I didn't put it back. Now, it could actually be an offer. I also got from Spirit that for some of you, this section is the Four of Swords. For others of you, it's just the Daughter of Cups, which is possibly an offer, or this is the reflection. Your twin flame is kind of like something, a perspective that I try to add into the collective. It's not always favored, especially if you want your person in life, but I have thrown out the perspective, especially with these beautiful rays here, that a twin flame to me, okay, has been a person from early childhood or just a significant relationship throughout your life. I've had clients that say, I'm 32. I think I just met my twin flame yesterday. Okay, right? I roll with it because I don't know everything. But traditionally, hey, it could happen. I don't know nothing. But I also add, Spirit said a board certified, because now we've been antagonists. Okay, cool. I also add my professional opinion that a twin flame feels like the higher self that I think sneakily is spirit. So people get it confused and say, oh, God is with me. The Lord is in my heart. It's my higher self. It's this thing that is with me, around me, and omnipresent. And then it's like, well, how can it be God and an ascended master? Or how can it be God and my higher self? And it's a rabbit hole, right? But this reflection of who you are and what it is may present itself, transform, or be ready to bloom. Whether it's with a person, you, or, your higher self. Okay, I'll say that. It's a beautiful thing, though, nonetheless. The butterfly brings everything together. This is the spirit of metamorphosis, where the caterpillar dissolves entirely before becoming something unrecognizably beautiful. Okay. Now, some of you may be undergoing or have recently completed a heart chakra awakening. See, that's what I'm talking about. Others of you, it represents a new cycle in love. It's approaching. So if you like, no, I'm not in a new cycle, that's because it's approaching and it mirrors your inner transformation. So if you're open to love and wanting to know how can I bring it in, you may be a big part of that. How, and the relationship too, if you think about it, like these divine unions, twin flames, or even karmic partners mirroring each other. Are you ready? Because if you're not ready, they're not ready. And then some people could be ready for love, but then have other things going on in life or aspects of themselves that they really haven't either seen in the mirror or faced and accepted in the mirror. And I just say that because I thought, back in my day, I was like, I want to date, I'd like love, but then honestly, I was exhausted. I'm not a people's person. I didn't want company. And just imagine having somebody sitting next to you all day. Of course, you go to work, you go to the store, you work out, you hang with your friends and family. Yeah. But for the most part, I'm here having to small talk with you. And when I wake up, you're there. And before I go to bed, you're there. And, it's just different, So it's like, oh. Or some people that feel like I'm not ready until I have this or I do that. But then at the same time, that's not what you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself, I want love, or I want to see what's out there. But subconsciously, it's like you don't feel whole because of some other things that don't have nothing to do with love. So just things to think about. Okay. Because whatever's coming won't resemble what you've had before. It's a new version of you. The card also adds a sense of grace and timing. Butterfly love is light but meaningful, not forced or rushed. This could be a message that connection you seek is close, but it will arrive when you're ready, not before. I also saw the dragonfly, and I'll never forget because it's etched into my brain. In the Mary L. Tarot, the dragonfly was on the brain. It was like a tattoo on the head, just like this is a tattoo on the forehead, it was a dragonfly on the side of the emperor's head. So when I saw the dragonfly and the butterfly, I was just like, it made me think of that. And I see that another connection to fire, which Aries, Mars, whatever. I don't know, there could be some symbolism there. Like I said, this could also talk about what's on someone's mind. The peace offering, the apology, or healing a situation. And they could go so deep and so far. So we'll just leave it. They, her, okay? Butterfly, love is light but meaningful, not forced or rushed. That's probably the main message. Before you receive the love that reflects your soul, you are asked to rest, soften, and transform. Okay. The Strength card reminds you that gentleness is your power now. The Four of Swords invites you into a sacred stillness, and the butterfly whispers. Okay. What's meant for you is arriving on shimmering wings, but only when you've rested enough to receive it. You are becoming the love you seek. That is super dope. Now, your question. Let's get to it. And see, I ain't even drink my coffee. It better not be cold either. Let's see what we have for my group 4. Okay. I'm nosy. Ooh, it came back out. I saw this when I was shuffling. I ain't gonna say when. And I was like, that's a nice card, right? But I don't just give cards. I put it back on the bottom of the deck, and I was like, I hope it pop up. It popped up. So that's a good omen for somebody. But your question, though, the answer you need, stand in your power. Okay. I see. Maybe, is that where you transforming at? All right. Standing in your power. I do hope that it helps group 4. Don't forget, leave me a comment. Let me know when and where it resonated or what you'd like to see on the channel. Until next time.